Welcome back to Mario FM. I'm your host, Ranger Mario, and mortgages rates have fell on Wednesday after the Fed said that the median FOMC member foresees three cuts of the federal funds rate in 2024. The average fixed 30-year fixed mortgage rate has, as calculated by the Mortgage News Daily, fell from 7.09 to 6.82% on Wednesday and down to 6.62% yesterday, marking its lowest reading since mid-May. In a considerable decrease from the October high of 8.03%. November jobs report shows the American labor market is still flourishing with a strong employment and wage growth alongside workers in flooding into the labor force. This report, especially if this kind of trend is repeated in December, complicates the Fed's outlook. In regards to rates hikes and cuts, payrolls and labor demands were expected to start slowing, but the opposite happened. Although housing affordability has deteriorated to unprecedented levels, only a fraction of homeowners have negative equity, meaning they owe more on their house than it's worth. That's according to the CoreLogic's Q3 2023 report. The report shows across the nation negative equity affects just a small percentage of mortgage borrowers, with Louisiana leading 6.1%, followed by Iowa by 4.92%, and Oklahoma by 4.13%. North Dakota 3.71% and Kentucky 3.42%. The Federal Reserve left interest rates unchanged at its final policy meeting in 2023, while signaling that 2024 could bring a significant rate cut. The decision leaves rates unchanged in 5.25% to 5.5% range. For the third consecutive meeting, officials indicated that the central bank is likely done with its historic rate hiking campaign to tame inflation. In regards to cuts, most top Fed officials envision cutting rates three or more times next year. According to the new forecast released on Wednesday, the median projection is that in December of next year, the Fed's target rate will be 4.6%, a 0.75% points lower than now. In other ways, today we're going to talk about understanding the timeline of selling your home. Once you know how long it will take for the selling home process to complete, here are some valuable insights about the timelines for a smooth selling process. It can get complicated when you look at the attract buyers for home selling. As a first time or new home buyer, knowing about the selling a home process is just the start. You should know also want to know how much time it will take you to for a transaction to complete. Understanding the home selling value is also important to as it helps you plan your moving out of this home and moving to your next home. Let's talk about some these home selling timelines to know the estimated time it will take you to realize your selling home goals. Prepare your home for sales in a couple of weeks or 1 month. When you decide to sell your house, you will want to be impressed with your property for the you need to take care of all pending home repairs and maintenance. Potential home buyers will not want to bear the expenses to ensure home components are working fine. Identifying the home areas you want to work on and contacting reliable professionals to make those fixes can utilize a lot of your time. The process of ensuring your home is ready for staging can take a couple of weeks to a month, depending on the work that needs to be done. You can reduce your home repair and maintenance costs at times by opting for the right home warranty coverage. The warranty company will handle everything for them, varying to expenses to finding professional servicemen. Determining the right price. This can take up to 1 to 2 weeks. Are you de- are you demanding the right price for your property? That is a vital question to ask yourself. If your selling home price is too high, potential home buyers might lose interest and walk away. If you're undervalue your property, it will be hard to get some profit from that deal. You can conduct a thorough competitive market analysis. This will allow you to assess the recent home sales in your area or similar properties. CMA will help you get a realistic home purchase price that the willing homebuyer will be attracted to. The timeline for a CMA depends on how large your neighborhood is. Generally, can expect the process to be completed within 1 to 2 weeks. Listing your home can take from a few days to a week. Now that you have your home ready for staging, you know your pricing strategy. It is time to list your property. You can look for reliable real estate listing platforms to advertise their property to a larger audience. One of the ways is to impress and engage potential home buyers. It's with a professional photography. For online listings, we suggest you to hire a professional photographer for that. Listing your home on online platforms can take a few days to a week. In addition to marketing on online platforms, you can find a real estate agent at kw.com. Negotiating the offers. Few weeks to a month after a successful marketing effort, you can manage to get an offer from a potential homebuyer. Now the negotiation begins. You will ideally look for a win-win situation, where both parties will be happy. While negotiating, you need to account for things like the level of interest from buyers to along the market condition. You can expect this process to end in a couple of weeks to a month. Fulfilling contractual formalities. This can take 1 to 2 months. After the selling home price is finalized, you need to sign the contract and fulfill other obligations. This process can vary depending on how the contract is structured. Generally, this phase can take a month or two to complete. Closing the deal. Closing the deal can take 30 to 45 days. Now all the paperwork is done and the home buyers are getting ready to move in. This is where you need to officially transfer the home ownership to the buyers. This might They might also want to schedule a final walkthrough through the property and ensuring everything is in order. This is also the phase where the home buyers need to pay various expenses and closing costs. It is a cost that covers expenses like the title search and insurance, property transfer tax, and legal fees. The only thing left to do is to hand over the key to the house and say goodbye to your old home. In other words, there were some these were some home selling timelines that you need to know about before initiating a sell home process. This will help you understand what to expect, how you can deal with the challenges, and the way we have talked about the selling home process timeline that you can expect from preparing your home for sale to deal closing. You can now experience a smooth transition of properties to meet your selling home needs. By knowing the selling timelines, you would not have to play the guessing game about when the process will end. Thanks for watching. This